Today is an Indian story. It was exactly 1:10 a.m. at Patna Junction. Nothing remained except the heavy rain and the hollow silence echoing across the platform. Every wall seemed to breathe cold air, and an invisible uneasiness floated through the station. Maria stood on the platform, her bag hanging from her shoulder, rain soaking her clothes. There was exhaustion on her face and urgency in her eyes. She just wanted to catch the train and leave.
Did you reach the station safely, dear?
Her mother asked over the phone.
Yes, Mom, I'm here. The Patna Express is about to arrive. Don't worry. Listen, don't talk to strangers there. There are some strange rumors about the station tonight. Oh, please, Mom, don't start. I'm not a kid anymore.
Her mother's voice trembled with worry. Maria's was careless. She ended the call and walked towards a nearby tea stall. The rain had grown heavier. The clock on the platform showed 1:15 a.m. Suddenly, a sharp whistle sliced through the air. The Patna Express slowly entered the platform, its dim lights cutting through the rain. Raindrops struck the windows like quiet sobs. The loudspeaker crackled. "Attention, please. Train number 2206, Patna Express, ready to depart from platform number 9.
Oh my God, I thought it would stop for at least 2 minutes.
She slipped on the wet ground and ran. The train had already started moving. Platform lights flickered. Rain, darkness, and panic, a combination that often takes people where they were never meant to go. As the train picked up speed, she grabbed the door and somehow pulled herself inside. Coach number 10. Inside, a blue light flickered weakly. The coach was unnaturally silent. The sound of the train faded into the distance, and the air was cold, the kind of cold left behind in a room where death once lingered. Maria slowly sat down on a seat. There were 3 or 4 other passengers nearby, but not a single face showed emotion. Their bodies were there, but it felt like their souls had gone somewhere else. Why is this coach so quiet? Her throat suddenly went dry. She took out her water bottle. Empty. Oh God, the water's finished. She stood up and looked around. The passengers remained frozen, lifeless, cold, as if they had forgotten how to breathe. Quietly, Maria walked toward the restroom. The moment she stepped inside, a horrible stench hit her nose. What is that smell? Covering her nose, she turned the tap at the wash basin. For a few seconds, nothing came out. Then, suddenly, a thick, dark red liquid began to flow. She looked closer. It wasn't water. It was blood. Inside the tap, pieces of burnt flesh were stuck. What is this? Her scream echoed through the train. A voice came from behind. What happened? Why are you screaming? A woman stood at the door. Trembling, Maria pointed toward the wash basin. But now there was nothing. Clear water flowed normally. Shaken, Maria returned to her seat and took out her phone. The screen was blank. Battery, 0%. The same woman was sitting across from her now, staring at her silently. You won't believe this. Blood was coming out of the wash basin. The woman said nothing. She only smiled. The train continued to move. Maria's eyelids grew heavy. Sleep pulled her under. Then, "Tickets, please, ma'am." She jolted awake and handed over her ticket. When she looked up, her blood froze. The ticket collector's face was half burnt. Flesh peeled off his skin. His eyes glowed like red embers. He smiled slowly. "Your ticket is incomplete." "No." Her eyes snapped open again. She was back in her seat. Rain outside, the train moving, everything the same. Her hands shook as she looked around. The same coach, the same silence, the endless tracks outside. She stood up slowly. Every seat was occupied, but none of the passengers moved. Their heads lowered, skin pale and lifeless, alive yet not alive. Rain kept falling outside. A cold gust brushed her spine. No network on her phone. She opened her gallery, scrolling through old photos. Then a voice beside her spoke. "Do you have some water, child?" She replied instinctively, "No, I'm out." Then she remembered. Wasn't all that a dream? She reached into her bag. The bottle was there. Hesitating, she handed it to the old man. The moment her hand touched his, her blood turned to ice. His face was badly burnt, blisters covered his skin, a charred smell surrounded him, his eyes were red blood. "Do you have water, child?" "Stay away from me! Stay away!" She dropped the bottle and stumbled back. Every passenger turned their heads towards her at once. Their eyes locked onto Maria. One by one, they began to smile horribly. She ran. At the door, a young man stood, looking outside. "Listen, something is wrong here. An old man asked me for water. His face was burnt. Everyone is staring at me." The man said nothing. Suddenly, without a word, he jumped off the moving train. Maria screamed, "What is happening?" She collapsed to the floor. "What train have I boarded?" Footsteps approached. She looked up. The TTE stood there, this time completely normal, smiling calmly. "Sir, something isn't right." He laughed. "You kids watch horror movies all night and then get scared. Go back to your seat. I'll check tickets later." There was something disturbing in his calm. Maria returned to her seat. Nothing felt normal anymore. She went back to the restroom. The moment she turned on the tap, blood again, thick, rotten, filled with burnt flesh. Her body trembled. Why does this keep happening? Am I losing my mind? She ran back. The TTE appeared again. "Tickets, please." She looked up. This time he was no longer human. Flesh peeled away from his face, bones exposed, eyes burned like funeral pyres. "Please, let me go." "It's too late, Maria," he said softly. "You are part of our world now. This is a loop. You will faint, wake up, and relive this again and again. There is no end." Darkness swallowed her. She woke up again. Rain, train, coach number 10. She tried to escape again and again. Every time she ended up back there. Finally, broken and crying, she collapsed. The door opened. The same young man stood outside in the darkness. "You can't leave," he said. "You boarded the wrong coach. The Patna Express is your home now. This journey will last a lifetime." He vanished into the darkness. Suddenly, the TTE appeared in his most terrifying form. "I told you, you will never leave." All passengers stood up, their faces burnt, twisted, hollow. The coach transformed into a cremation chamber, ashes everywhere, walls charred, air filled with the stench of burnt flesh. "I will not die here!" With her last strength, she ran and jumped. Maria woke up in a hospital. Her mother was crying beside her. "You were unconscious for 10 days, the doctor said. 10 days? The nurse whispered. "You are very lucky. No one ever survives that coach." "Which coach?" "Coach number 10. Years ago, a fire burnt it completely. Everyone died. Since then, it appears once a year at the same time. And tonight, the Patna Express will run again at 1:10 a.m. They say coach number 10 never stops. It only carries souls still searching for their destination.